to try to change things up. You can't go with the 1 seeds all the time. And unfortunately for me, it bit me.
Randy, let's go like this. Give us your final 4. Who would you bet on for the final 4? Who do you see taking the whole thing?
Well, this year, if you are a college fan, you know that this year has been extremely, extremely competitive. No one team really stood out all year. There was number ones all throughout the season. So I know this is going to sound pretty bad, but I really have to believe that it's going to be the 1 seeds this year.
Oh my God! You know what I mean?
Well, there's a couple. I mean, West Virginia can do some damage. They're number 2. Watch out for them. They played extremely well today. 30-point victory, so they're clicking on all cylinders, especially coming off the Big East tourney, who our one Shamrock Shocker predicted.
That's right, he did.
I got it wrong. I went with Villanova, and they've let me down all year.
All right, so what two teams facing each other to go to the championship? Final 4, championship, break it down.
Well, it's going to be the battles between the 2 Ks. I like Kansas and Kentucky.
Okay, a lot of people do.
It's going to be SEC, Big 12. I just think it's going to be very similar to what Carmelo Anthony did back when he brought Syracuse all the way to the championship.
As a freshman, right?
As a freshman,
Mr. Wall.
Mr. Wall, that's who I'm getting into. I think he's going to absolutely take over this tournament and lead Kentucky to 7-point victory over Kansas.
What would be the point of this game, you think? 5 points? For that?
I'm going to say 5 points. 5 points.
Wow. Now,
so look for Kentucky to cover because, again, I said by 6.
Let me ask you, do you think Calipari's doing his best job coaching with his team right now?
I'll tell you, the guy might be as corrupt as they come, but the guy can coach. I mean, think about the teams. UMass, Memphis, now Kentucky.
Yep.
Well, at least I think so.
Great boosters on his school there.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Who are bringing all this money in for these guys to come.
Well, he's not slick for any reason, right? I'm not going to go there.
All right. So you would take Kentucky to win the whole thing.
I like Kentucky. And to round out beating Kansas and to round out the other Final 4, I do like Syracuse to make it.
Syracuse.
And I also like Duke. But watch out for Villanova. Yes, they did have a tough first round game, but I think they're going to turn it on and find their way back in the Final 4. Remember, a lot of people are forgetting. They were a Final 4 team last year.
A lot of people are forgetting. Scotty Reynolds had just turned 45 yesterday, so he's got a lot of, he's been there 20 years in a row. The guy's been on Villanova for like 20 years.
That's what they say. That's what they say, Diesel. You need great backcourt experience to bring
it to the way they played yesterday, I don't see it. Kentucky, in my mind, has just too many freshmen. That DeMarcus Cousins, he's a ticking time bomb. He's going to kill him, I think.
Yeah, he's a player, though.
I'm going to go with Randy. I do like West Virginia. They pulled the shocker off the Big East right there.
Right.
I think you're going to see them go farther than everyone thinks. And you know what? We all know this is why this bracket is so great. It's because of all the upsets. That's why it's so good.
There's been a lot of them.
There's been a lot. Randy, thank you for coming on and let us know your picks. Even though Kentucky will not beat Kansas in the finals, it's going to be the other way around.
Well, also, while we have him here, let's talk a little NBA.
That guy should talk, too. I'll be terrible.
Let's talk a little NBA.
I believe you are in last place right now for the pool, right? Yeah, we'll keep that on the down low.
Let's get the NBA right now. Get back to the NBA. We have the LA, Cleveland. Who do you like in the finals for the NBA?
Well, the 2 teams you said are obviously the favorites right now heading into the season. I really do like Cleveland. I mean, the way that they're playing right now is off the charts. LeBron James, I mean, I haven't seen anything like this. The way that he's putting a team on his shoulders, making everyone else better around him. I really think he's going to keep this up during the playoffs and be able to carry Cleveland all the way to the finals. And I think they're going to win the championship this year.
Where's Boston? They have any shot at all making the Final 4 in the NBA?
As I said about LeBron James taking the team and putting them on his back, we need a Celtic to do that right now. And it's just not happening. I mean, Kevin Garnett's trying to, but his knees are,
you see
they're falling apart.
And then I see him lipping around the knee. I mean,
they're
rest the guy. Rest him for the playoffs, then bring him back for the playoffs.
Well, you know what they say. They want to get into a rhythm and everything. I do agree with you in a way, but I also
rhythm of a guy who's playing.
They need the rhythm going right now.
Because we're on game 74. How many games are you going to wait?
Hey, it's all about momentum.
It's all about turning 36 in the NBA.
Well, yeah, you got to do something about that. But,
that's what it is. Yeah, you got to do something about that.
The Celtics need to find some consistency with their game right now. Very similar, and this seems to be the theme this winter: inconsistency.
Oh, God.
What's going on in TD Bank North Garden this winter?
I'll tell you what. I love the Celtics, but both teams that play in that arena, they both might have to blow it up. They both. The Bruins last night.
Well,
the Celtics.
You can't blow that Celtics team up. There's so much money invested in that team. For the last 2 years, it's stuck.
Not to mention those signings they just took on, too.
They can still go to the luxury tax. They've done it before.
Yeah, but you know what? How are you getting rid of Garnett? You can't get rid of him.
You can't.
2 years.
But you know what? Talk to the owner. Be like, hey, let's sign this guy. I know we're going to pay that luxury tax, but listen, he's a bit player now. Would you agree? He's not a superstar anymore.
That's why I'm saying
Ray Allen's not a superstar. Paul Pierce maybe can get one in. The best player on that team is Rondo.
I know, but they get to 2 years, like we said. They have a 2-year window. That's all they have left.
There's no more window.
Well, guys, remember, Allen's coming off the books this year for 19
Yeah, but they're going to resign. Yeah, I know, but they can't do anything with
the
it.
same deal they gave Wallace, a 2-year deal with $10 million.
Speaking of that, man, he's brutal. He is brutal.
Yeah. Also, you know what I want to ask you about the draft? You know, I know they can bet in the draft. Who are you betting on going number 1 in the draft?
You know, with the draft, you have more of a chance of hitting the lottery, I think, than figuring out what Bill Belichick's going to do in the draft. Now, if I was Bill Belichick,
would you have a mind like him?
I would. I mean, the biggest deficiency with the Patriots, they need a pass rush.
Okay. Yeah.
Plain and simple. You know, you can talk about receivers, running back, but you know, it's a twofold attack and a twofold problem with this. One, not having the attack, you're putting the secondary in a compromising position because they have to be able to man up with that person a couple of seconds longer. So if I was me, or if I was Bill Belichick, I want to see an outside linebacker type rusher. One guy that comes to mind, I love that guy from Texas, Sergio Kindle.
How about the kid Graham from Michigan? You like Graham?
Graham, well, that's a lot, but the knock on him, he's not the prototypical type Patriot player. They like those long, lanky.
Prototype. Come on. How about this? Who's going number 1? Is Sam Bradford going number 1 in the draft?
Rumor has it, I just read today, that Ndamukong Suh is in Detroit as we speak for a 2-day visit. After watching that guy
that's all well and good, but Detroit doesn't have the number 1 pick. It's St. Louis. So, where is St. Louis going?
St. Louis is going Bradford.
Yeah.
Which brings me to, again, which I was saying, I really think Sue is going to Detroit this year.
All right.
Because they need to shore up that defensive line. And again, their coach, Jim Schwartz, he is a defensive guru. But, like I said, he is a one-of-a-kind player. I don't think anyone else in this draft matches up to him. So don't be surprised if St. Louis does take him.
The reason why I might agree with you there, because the head coach for St. Louis is all defense anyway.
Pressure-orientated type guy. He loves to rush the passer. But they're in desperate need of a quarterback.
Randy, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hey, guys.
Thank you.